right, we're back. Happy Lent, everyone, and we are here not just giving up ourselves to Christ, but also making sure we don't give up our freedoms in this troubling world we live. Because in a view, a humble vaudevillian veteran cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitude of fate. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta, held as votive not in vain, but for the value and veracity of such one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Folks, we are here with V for Vendetta, a timeless tale or a future forecast that we may never know, or maybe we are living. And of course, I'm joined by my wonderful guests in this Lenten season, Brother Danny and Brother Tim. Brother Danny, how are you doing this so far this Lent? I hope your Fridays are fully fish-filled.
Yes, thank you, J-Rod, for the very vivacious introduction. You have quite a bit of verve in your bones. This Lent, I am giving up vixens. That is to say, whores, bitches, and sluts. And
nice.
And I'm thrilled as always to be here. Let's not shy away from the vexing question, shall we?
Yes. Now to our virtuous virgin, Tim.
I'm good. I'm doing well. There was something I wanted to say, but it's escaping me. So
That threw you off?
yeah, I think let's just move on.
John has a voracious appetite for Cracker Barrel.
Fuck yeah. What do they sell there that starts with a V?
Voluminous biscuits.
Or vanilla icing on the...
Some very viscous syrup.
Vanilla violet bean coffee.
Yes.
Vaginas.
Yes. Anyways, well, it's V for Vendetta. Every libertarian's wet dream wrapped up tonight, and we're going to go through this.
Let's not conflate libertarianism and anarchism, shall we?
Well, that's actually going to be one of the questions here. Is V going for anarchism, or does he even want a political matter? But we'll get to that later. Of course, this came from a graphic novel. I don't know how your exposure to all this was. I'm sure everyone had this at one point or another in their 2010 to 2015 when Anonymous was big on the web. Any of you
had
seen
the
this
comic
before?
book?
I did have the comic book. No idea where it went after undergrad.
I never even knew it was from a comic book.
Yeah.
This was like big when
of course, I've seen this many times. This was big when Watchmen also was like a big graphic novel. I went through a weird graphic novel phase, like age 19, 20. I don't know.
Yeah, it was hard for you to read. It's okay.
American Splendor.
I failed to include that in my discography.
Well, I've been reading a lot about how Americans aren't reading as much anymore, and graphic novels are a good way for the electorate to get back into reading. And so I'm gonna be pro graphic novel, and as for
anti-audiobook.
Anti-audiobook, 1,000%. Pro podcast, anti-audiobook.
Yeah, fuck yeah, John.
I've never seen this, and I actually this was kind of a dry run. I think I got this conflated with Phantom of the Opera in my brain because of mask stuff. So I was like, what is going on? And then I thought we were watching the wrong movie when I saw DC Comics like zoom in at the beginning in the credits. So yeah, in the opening credits, they say DC Comics.
Yeah, I didn't remember that.
Huh.
Confusing with Phantom of the Opera is hilarious. Also, I do want to point out the fucking beautiful phrase, Tim, that you said, which was, I've been reading a lot about how Americans aren't reading, which is so good. That's beautiful. It's really poetry. I have seen this movie once before. I do not recall when. I think it was during my weed phase. Jared seems to think that we possibly watched it together in college. I cannot recall.
Yeah.
I watched it late, I would say. Like, I was in my, early 20s, which I feel like is late. Because this came out in, 2002?
2006. When this kind of came about, because you just see a lot of inspiration, of course, from, the 1984, a bunch of the Orwell-type vibes that go with this. But in a little historical context, this is right after Patriot Act. We have the Iraq War, global war on terrorism, and you have all these type of crises that are happening throughout the world, and the idea of the growth of the federal authority, whether it's in the United States or even in Great Britain, because a lot of these same security apparatuses exist over there as well. where this was the conversation 20 years ago. No one really gives a shit about this now, or at least people feel like it's such a sunk cost fallacy, where there's not much you can do about it. How do you dismantle a security state at this point without full-on revolution?
So here's maybe busting my nut a little early. Does Anonymous predate V for Vendetta, or does Anonymous take inspiration from V for Vendetta?
So the Guy Fawkes, let's give a little, because this is a good transition at the beginning of the film. Of course, 2006 is a graphic novel before Headphones Are Falling Out. And we're given, it's James...
This was a graphic novel in like the 80s.
Yeah, it was around because Orwell came out 50s, 60s. So this kind of, and this also took some liberty of like a meshing of the two because of like 1984 and like kind of putting into what actually was realistic.
Straw poll, what do we prefer, 1984 or Brave New World? Ready, go.
I don't think
as a film or a book?
Book.
Brave New World.
Film. What?
Brave New World for me.
Yeah, good answer.
Yeah. 1984, I think it's lazy at points, and like it was really just trying to be very blunt with it, which is okay because that's what his impact he wanted to do. And that's a lot of Orwell, even with like Animal Farm.
Yep.
Which I'm very excited for the Seth Rogen movie to come out. You know, it's gonna be great.
There's a 1984 movie with Seth Rogen?
No, Animal Farm.
Oh, he's playing the pig, right?
So we have
James
McTeague, who he was a part of the Matrix series. I think Hellboy from Australia. I'm not really.
Yeah, were the Wachowskis sisters part of this?
Yes, they were.
That was surprising to me.
They did the screenplay, and then of course
No, they directed Matrix. I think they only did the screenplay for this.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Wait, are they not the dead name?
Yeah, okay. So they're dead named in the credits.
Okay. You know what? I knew about this, and I totally forgot this was a thing that the Wachowskis are sisters.
What do you mean a thing? Explore what you're saying.
I did not know they went through a gender transition. I kind of forgot about that.
I thought that was one of the main reasons you picked.
No, I totally forgot.
To get on your soapbox and talk
rules. Nope, that was not the intent, and that opens up a whole nother item here because I wonder how much of motivation that was while they were developing this, as this, the Norse fire political state, the fascist regime there would have executed
and the gender,
their type of people.
The gay stuff that's pretty big in the movie.
Yeah. So we're led with a cast.
I want to say one thing about the Wachowskis.
Okay, go with the Wachowskis.
I'm not a big Wachowski head, like a little too nerdy for me.
Agreed.
But, and maybe I'll cut this. What are the odds that two siblings are in the wrong body and they're supposed to be trans?
Well, aren't they twins?
I didn't know if they were twins. I think they're different ages.
Oh. I mean, I'm not sure that it's that surprising.
I'm going to look up to see if they're twins.
I mean, Tim, you and I both have a history of queerness in our lineages.
Yeah.
Oh, they are. Oh, no, they're different ages. One's 2 years older.
Oh, I thought they were twins. That's interesting.
They look like twins.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you go for it. I think it takes balls. And they're probably the only trans. And yeah, it takes balls. But I think they're at the time, early 2000s, like the only, whatever. I know one of them transitioned in the early 2000s.
Yeah, it's after this film, though, because given the way that they're listed. But yeah.
Right. But what guts does that take in Hollywood where you got to fall in line and do what you're supposed to do?
Well, you do The Matrix, you do V for Vendetta, you can kind of get away with a fuck ton.
True.
I agree. Yeah. Do what you want.
What do we think of their later filmography?
I don't even know their later filmography.
Speed Racer, which I would watch occasional little snippets of.
I didn't really care for it that much, but go on.
I mean, it bombed. It really bombed.
Oh, they had Cloud Atlas with Tom Hanks.
Cloud Atlas, which I really hated.
Never seen that.
And there was something else. Yeah,
but the director is some random guy. I don't know what else the director has done.
He was like part of Star Wars. That's about it.
Oh, he's Chewbacca.
The prequels. All right, let's go to the cast. Natalie Portman My, oh my. Great casting choice. And I think Natalie Portman doesn't get enough love these days.
Well, that's why I sent that hot pic of her last night at 8 p.m.
Well, you know about her famous lookalike being Keira Knightley, right?
Yes.
Like they're very similar looking.
Yeah.
But Keira Knightley is the British version.
With the fucked up teeth, too.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Natalie Portman is doing a British accent.
But she is Israeli.
Okay. And apparently, and I think I read this and I think it's true, where Keira Knightley tried out for this role and didn't get it. But they're like, oh, let's give it to the lookalike of Keira Knightley who has to fake an accent. It just felt weird. It's like...
Well, but this is post Leon the Professional, which is a very similar setup.
Oh.
Have you seen Leon the Professional?
Yes. But she's a lot younger in this, in Leon.
Well, it's only something like 10 years. But it's the same sort of situation with an older man who's like doing violence and she's kind of the protege. So to me, the casting decision makes sense.
Oh, okay.
All right, and of course, we have V, who is played by Hugo Weaving. Hugo Weaving is a very underrated person. Of course, I like him a lot from the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Wait, who's he in that?
In Lord of the Rings, he is... I always mess up their names. Let's just do a quick search. Elrond.
L. Ron Hubbard?
No. He's...
L. Ron Hoyabembe?
Elrond... He's like the half-elf guy.
What is that from?
He's like...
Eric Andre show.
Yeah.
But besides Lord of the Rings stuff, he's more so a stage actor is what I think he has mainly been. But fun fact about him, he is a colonial child born in British Nigeria. You don't come across that often.
Yeah,
he's white?
Yeah, he's a white dude, yep.
Is it Hubbard or Hoyabembe?
So, I mean, cool actor. Do we see his face in this movie?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not really that great of a performance.
Yeah.
Is it his voice?
Yeah, it's his voice and his body throughout it.
Nice.
So let's just start off. We get the beginning of the film with the showing of the Guy Fawkes gunpowder treason, where remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot.
Catholic hero.
I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Interesting. Now, this was actually recognized as like a political event in the UK prior to this movie coming out. It was not like obviously a holiday or anything like that, but it'd be on like the terms of like almost like a John Brown's Rebellion type.
I thought it was
level
a holiday.
Of remembrance. But it wasn't. No, it's not like
it's bigger than John Brown.
Would you say? No,
in terms of like general consciousness of what it is.
That'd be an interesting dynamic.
I mean, I remember learning about Guy Fawkes in elementary school. We didn't talk about John Brown.
There's no way you learned about Guy Fawkes. No.
I remember. remember. And they do have a fucking holiday. They celebrate it in the UK.
I feel like the first learning that I did of Guy Fawkes after this movie was that one with the guy from Game of Thrones. They did that HBO miniseries adaptation that was complete ass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he was Catholic. Jared, what do you think of that?
Yes. Well, it was because of the persecution against Catholics at the time in England.
And so why didn't he just say the gunpowder was Ash Wednesday like stuff?
That would be great.
That was a great tie-in.
Why did he fold
I like that.
So hard?
What do you mean he folded? I thought it was like foiled. Like somebody on the inside gave it away and then it was stopped mid
he attempt. Was just like chilling with the gunpowder. Like he could have just said he was holding it for somebody, but he literally he flaked.
He was standing on holy ground.
It for somebody.
He was on holy ground.
Did he really think he was going to use gunpowder to blow up the entirety of Parliament?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you need a fuck ton of gunpowder to make that happen?
Yes, that was the plan. They were loading the basements with gunpowder.
That's crazy.
Like crates upon
which
crates.
is interesting because that kind of happens in Game of Thrones with that like green stuff.
Yeah, it happened in the Civil War, the Battle of the Crater. They just loaded a bunch of gunpowder in some mines and blew up like 700 Confederates.
Bro, we're not talking about Confederate in the Civil War. We're not talking about that.
Well, some people think that V could have been a Confederate. But we begin with, you're open to this world.
Why?
Why?
That came out of fucking nowhere.
If you're someone who's a secessionist, not secession, and tries to believe that like your federal government's too powerful, some could try to take the ideology of V and trying to dismantle a state institution. It's how people can take, deconstructivist views or anarchist views and push them in their own formula to make it seem righteous. So we're entered into this world of Great Britain. It's a couple decades in the future where the United States is no longer a world power. It seems like there's a civil war going on in the U.S. There's UK is become a very much like isolationist type power where they had a pandemic that happened decades ago. And during that pandemic, a fascist regime took over called the Norse Fire Political Party, where you have positions like the High Chancellor and very much a police state controlled environment where people are given propaganda, they're monitored immensely, there's a secret police state, and no one's true freedoms or liberties are expressed of what they knew from their forefathers. And it seemed like in this world there were rebellions or there's a resistance that's on the underground, but it's been mostly squashed, and they're looking for that inspiration to bring the people back up.
It's very Nazi Germany.
Yes, and we even get that in the first scene where Natalie Portman's character, who I am just blanking on entirely now, Evie, is walking home.
Not to be confused with the Pokemon.
Or Wally.
Or Wally.
Good call.
Yes. She works for BTN, which is like their BBC, but it's a state-run network.
Big Black Cock?
Yeah.
That's your second BBC comment in a week, John. You're kind of on a watch
Who's
list
the other
at this
one?
point. The Miles Garrett's girlfriend.
No. We don't talk about the group chat.
Okay. Well, she's walking home from work, and it's past curfew or whatnot, and the secret police, which are called the Fingermen, I thought that was a weird name, try to corner her and commit SA against her. And I didn't like it I didn't like that scene. It made me feel gross because you think about how often this is happening with secret police even in today. And you also think of like the sexual abuse that is now being like leaked and documented at detention facilities.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, Latinas,
Well, you got to keep your hands off. You can't have your fingermen around. Yeah. Also, what a weird name for the Fingermen.
Yeah, I wonder why they went with that.
Yeah.
But Guy Fawkes is there.
Guy Fawkes, V, emerges from the shadows and disrupts the Fingermen's attack and brings Evie into his, I would say, his sphere of influence by showing her now one of the greatest things the UK has ever seen, and that is the blowing up of the Old Bailey, which I don't really know much about the Old Bailey.
I didn't know. Was it a real building?
It's like their Supreme Court. He's obviously doing this for inspiration and probably as a nice little trial and experiment for his whole revolution that he's trying to set off. But it is just an interesting coincidence of like he got Evie, who's a son of a revolutionary or daughter of a revolutionary, involved in this. I do wonder, was he monitoring her before this to try to have her involved? And that doesn't seem to ever get revealed. But do you think people today would be inspired with such an act of the Old Bailey, or do you think it would get quashed right away with our dynamic of how our algorithm forces us to simply accept a narrative right away?
Yeah, so one of the more interesting parts of this film, I think, is when it happens later and they're talking about all these crises that occur.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some comment, I can't quite remember it at the moment, but it's like all the news of these negative events forces people to not do anything because it creates this feeling that the world is caving in on itself, and so we have to accept the government to protect us, I think is the way that they frame this. And I do think that is possibly
what's going on
the
now.
Most insightful thing that happens in this film is the idea that like the news media amplifies bad news to keep us fearful and then desiring a government to overpower us. So no, I do not think that would happen.
Almost like a abusive boyfriend or something, where Oh, you can't do this. You don't do that. Like, it's scary out there. Meanwhile, he's beating her behind the sheets.
So I guess this goes into kind of that core human question, and I'm going to use a classic libertarian Ben Franklin poll that is a little bit unofficially attributed to them. It's those who would give up essential liberty to purchase temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. And you think that's the world we live in now, where we just want to be safe? You know, you have your subscriptions, you got your screen time, and you can eat your corporate slop bowl and just be happy every day.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I slop is good though.
Only if you make the slop bowl at home.
What's your go-to slop, Tim? Is it kava or a good old chipotle?
I'm not going to reveal my slop.
No, is it a regional preference. Slop?
It's a personal slop. You know, I eat it from my own trough.
Viewers, we'd like to hear about your favorite slop in the comments. And also, give us some recommendations for a good Lenten friendly slop.
So I have a slop that I like in my local area. That's a local chain called Guasaca.
Ooh.
And it's kind of like Chipotle, but it's more South American.
There's actually, I will name a slop I've enjoyed. Jollof bowl. African slop.
African slop.
Oh, I have not tried that. That would be good.
That is...
That Hoya Bembe
doxing
slop.
myself. That is a dox.
I doxed myself too, so it's okay. Jared, tell us your slop.
I don't really have any cool local ones. Kava is my go-to, but there's not.
I do like kava. I'll give you kava.
Yeah,
kava's got that nice 3D printed slop. Like that's
nice. It feels a little good culture, but I do like this idea of an African slop because it probably got some good spice with it.
Oh yeah.
How come we don't have an Indian slop yet?
Or is that just Indian food?
But it has to be fast casual. That's the point.
There's a place near me that did like fucking A. What's it called?
All right, we're gonna move on. All right, thank you, Tim. So we already introduced to V with his mask.
Chicken shawarma.
Oh, I like shawarma.
Shawarma is great. What's your thoughts on the Guy Fawkes mask, and also how its symbol is
with like that?
But I was thinking of
Eyes Wide Shut.
Yes, thank you.
I was thinking that too, because I kind of wanted to buy one of these for this, but I was afraid my wife would think I'm like into the Eyes Wide Shut community and not into V for Vendetta. And also, I'm a little afraid of buying one of those now because there's definitely a watch list of who owns them ever since this came out.
I just think it's like very Discord mod, very Reddit. The whole vibe of this guy with the haircut and the poetry he's saying when he's attacking someone. And it's real embarrassing. I think this did a lot of damage to a lot of 20-somethings in early 2000s that set their entire, modus operandum on this guy. And it's really
so you're saying
upsetting.
You're saying this caused more harm to society than what it may have inspired with distrust with institutions and governments.
Correct.
I'm tempted to agree, but for reasons that I think I want to save. But I don't think that the model of political action that it encourages is like a sustainable or productive one.
Yeah.
So I'm tempted to align with Tim there.
I do want to point out, during this whole sequence of blowing up the Old Bailey, the music, the 1812 overture, really gets people on V's side right away, because it was an artistic display of not just like devastation of blowing up a daycare like how Timothy McVeigh did at Oklahoma City. Like, this guy was not going to kill innocents. He wanted to destroy a structure and a symbol, but also like provide art in the process. He's an artist, and as some of the best political activism always has occurred is via art.
That's interesting, because I distinctly remember you giving a presentation in college about what matters more, your art or your sacrifice, and then you told people how to make bombs.
I did. But this is a combination of the two.
Yeah, I think that is effective, and I think the way he hijacks the state propaganda system is incredibly effective. I think that might be his best move.
Yes. So, and that's I do like it because this plan. Everyone loves a man who the plan goes according to plan.
A man has a plan. A man has a plan. Wait, a man a plan. A canal Panama.
That's a saying.
A man a plan a canal Panama is the same in reverse, and it refers to Roosevelt building the Panama Canal.
Excellent. So yeah, he hijacks the TV station. He is able to get every single
Palindrome.
screen.
That's the word. Palindrome.
Race car.
He's able to get the whole nation to see his broadcast, telling them by the next 5th of November, it is time for the country to rise up and to no longer have a government that the people fear the government. It's the government that should fear the people. Which, damn, does that get me hard. And that is what I love.
Jared
especially
is the Discord mod. Jared is the writer.
This past January, with people, a whole city rose up, and people from around the country flocked to stop what could have been a stepping stone, or is the stepping stone towards a potential police state. I do believe Americans have the appetite to shut it down.
Dear censors, I do not endorse that statement.
Well, that's my question. Does what's happened since Minneapolis? Is this just a fad? Are people virtue signaling, or do you think there's actually a movement behind it?
I don't know.
Oh, well, you guys are not fun with this.
You haven't even gotten past the first 5 minutes of the film yet.
Yeah, because it opens up so much. Because
so early.
V is assuming all of this will happen later in the film.
Yeah, he's very strangely deterministic. Like, he is convinced that things will pan out the way that he expects. And this is, I guess, going back to our discussion in First Reformed, where it's like, you have to know that your sacrifice is highly probably going to lead to something positive. And things like the Charlie Kirk shooter indicate that this is often not how things plan out. And you can be so confident in your plan like V is, but end up instigating something far worse.
I think V took a really good page from Bin Laden's book of think about this. What made Americans more afraid of 9/11? The fact that it was an isolated attack, or the fact that it took us a decade to figure out or get the guy who did it. And I think the fact that he realized he could hunker down, continue to plot his next steps is crucial. But he does do some stuff in between. During his escape from the BTV station, Evie helps him out and maces one of the police officers that's trying to arrest him. She gets knocked down in the process. He essentially kidnaps her, or rescues her, however you want to see it, and brings her to his secret lair while she's recovering and now part of his life, which is also very interesting that now she's basically an associate of his and now a menace to society. She's now had to give up her whole life.
And he restricts her freedom in the process.
Yes, and we'll even get to that if his little...
No, but I'm saying even at this stage, he's restricting her freedom.
But he's got a nice layer. I
like his layer. His eggs look good.
Though, no windows.
Yeah, that would be tough. That would be the tough part. In the process, he starts his conspiracy to start seeking revenge against some key figures who were part of who wronged him and part of who allowed the rise of the fascist society, including a bishop. So the church plays a big part into this, which goes into some old school type Vatican politics of, do we fear that the church or a church will be a part of the next great fascist regime?
It already is done, sent, stamped, sealed.
But what church is it right now? That's actually a good question. Or is it just a conglomerate of Christian nationalists?
Christofascism is the wave.
Oh. So who would you say...
You implicated, you're aiding and abetting.
So would you say... Who I guess is the key figurehead behind that? Or is it that they're all complicit?
I mean, in some ways, it's Charlie Kirk's ghost. Or it's Jesus. I'm not sure. I haven't made up my mind.
No, this is an interesting take. Interesting. Well,
I don't have that opinion on the church.
Okay. Well, what's your thoughts on? I thought the sisters.
How can you not have that opinion on the church when you look at the Supreme Court, when you look at Trump's support base of the evangelicals, when you look at like all of that?
Do you think?
No, I mean, I'm just covering my ass if the censures get at me. They're whose dog is that?
She's alerting the censors. She's a German dog, so she's letting them know.
Oh my god!
Also, shout out Doberman Pinschers, America's top dog right now.
Blah 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 blah.
Second place, Chesapeake Bay Retriever, bro.
You got crabs in that dog. All right, so here's a question I got for you. The take of they used Natalie Portman to like lure the bishop as she was like dressed up in a little schoolgirl. This kind of fucked with my mind.
That actually happens is priests get to fuck people sometimes, and then it's called a remittance or something. Is that a real thing?
I don't know. I didn't realize that this was like an okay thing. I thought this was like behind closed doors.
No, remember he says like, "Can I have my last remittance before I retire?" or something like that. To his little sneaky little bald-headed scary guy.
I don't know. You might know more.
You guys watched this movie 2 weeks ago. I watched it last night, and that is showing.
I'm like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
All right, but although she was trying to be I don't know if she was trying to display herself as underage at this point, but Natalie Portman, that little outfit, thoughts?
The schoolgirl outfit?
I have this really fucked up joke that I've been waiting on, but I don't know if this is the time.
That outfit is like for like a baby. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm not saying
what's Natalie Portman's hottest performance?
Black Swan.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Her Mila Kunis. That was very much in my memory.
For me, it's
bank.
Leon the Professional.
Come on,
that's the joke. That was the joke.
But Jared, you gotta really watch yourself with this outfit she's wearing, because I'm concerned that you shouldn't be saying that.
No. Here's my question: is the fetish play of a schoolgirl like okay, or is that showing some bad things?
But that's not really a schoolgirl outfit. She looks like she's going to a picnic or some shit.
Yeah.
She looks like that girl that sings that song about fucking Shirley Temples or something.
Chapel Roan.
Yeah.
Not Chapel Roan.
Shirley, the Animal Crackers. You're talking about Shirley Temple?
Yeah.
She was like 12.
Exactly. That's what she looks like there in that scene, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And so why is Jared saying that she looked hot in the outfit?
Oh, is he saying that?
I'm saying Natalie Portman just looked hot in general, and like, of course,
she looks hotter when she's in the little tank tops.
Yeah, I'd give her that.
The gray tank top is good.
All right, but back to my question: is like schoolgirl like role play costumes like that unhealthy?
Are you guys into that?
Nah.
No.
I don't want that stuff. I don't want that stuff delivered to my house. Now, thrift stores.
I've never really understood the schoolgirl thing. I think it's because I didn't go to school with uniforms.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I guess if you went to Catholic school or something, it would be a little bit more powerful.
Yeah.
When you were in your uniform,
like for me, if I saw like a juicy sweatpants, that would be the same.
Juicy, and it says juicy on the back, and the girl's got like hot chips in her hand or something.
Yeah, that would be more similar.
Sipping on a red Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So he kills the bishop brutally.
Or no. Do you know what our era was? Those Sophie shorts. Oh, John, you went to a boys' school. You fucking faggot.
The doxing has to stop.
There's only 1 million boys' schools in the world.
Timmy, did you ever have extracurricular activities in your uniforms with your significant other of the time?
No.
Oh, so you don't have like a cool man? Huh?
Did you ever fuck your girl while you were both in your little uniforms?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I'm surprised that this isn't a thing for you then.
Yeah, I guess.
Like you don't think of that and be like, "Oh, that was a spicy moment."
No,
Or has that been?
I equate school outfit with acne and
Education.
anxiety and getting swirlied. That's what I.
Oh,
Just kidding. I
He
didn't
never
get
got swirlied.
bro. I was giving out the swirlies, dog.
he was eating his lunch in the stall next door.
It's like,
He's
"God,
making
stop
very
it."
strange YouTube videos, is what he's doing.
All right.
The doxing has stopped because we're cutting all this out.
It's
All getting cut.
He murders 2 other people. One of them is like the chief propaganda person, who all these people help let the party rise to power. And he also
So
killed,
who's that chief propaganda person in our world today?
Is
Tucker?
it Steve Bannon?
Bannon?
I put Bannon.
I mean, I got Alex Jones vibes
Nah.
just for the yellow.
I don't think Alex Jones actually wields any power. I think he's just used as a conduit to just keep that part of the base.
People say Tucker. People say Tucker has got the earpiece. Joe Rogan.
Rogan? I think Bannon might be the better answer, though.
He kind of. I mean, because he's British.
Well, the guy he
I got
murders
a Pierce
is like
Morgan vibe from him.
yeah, the guy he murdered was like a behind the scenes guy more so rather than like the front facing, right?
No,
He
he goes to that guy in the shower. Remember the shower scene?
Oh yeah, wait, yeah, that was like the news anchor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
But
Tucker.
the anchor guy has a secret bunker with like the Nazi flag,
Different news
and a
anchor.
Quran. God damn it! All these British fucks sound and look the same.
Yeah, did you notice not a single person of color in this entire
Oh
film?
yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's deplorable.
Yeah.
What are they even in this society? That's the other question.
That is the question. I wonder if it was
Yeah.
intentional, but I kind of feel like it wasn't intentional and they got
You
lucky.
go to London today, you aren't walking more than 1 block without meeting someone of a non-white pigmentation.
Looking for-
Well, it
comedy
depends
in
on
the
the
Muslim
neighborhood
world.
that you're in.
Hey, service
If you're in the
workers, cab driver.
Cotswolds,
Don't even know what that is. You know London more than me, it sounds like.
Looking for comedy in the Muslim world.
Yeah. Oh, well, and then his final murder that he has is the doctor who was part of the
wait,
research
they should
lab.
remake that movie, but they just go to London.
Yeah, or
That could be us.
or Minneapolis.
Wait, that's basically what Nick Shirley did with Minneapolis. He just made that. Anyways,
Let's just talk about that movie. Like that movie's so much more. There's so much more.
all right, he gets the research doctor who recognizes who he was, as we find out more about V, that he was part of this prison laboratory that they blew up / burnt down, and he was the only survivor. And I quite don't understand what they were experimenting with. They called it like the St. Mary's massacre disaster.
No,
And-
St. Mary's is
Diseases.
different than that.
They were giving them diseases.
Yeah, they were giving them biological weapons.
Yeah,
And seeing
and I'm trying to figure out if V got like superpowers from this because
yes,
he has
that's
like
the implication, and that's the part that ruins this movie for me.
yeah, kind of
That's
that
the,
part.
That's the
Like why
DC
it
comics,
makes it
bro.
so that any hope at political revolution is like dependent upon the creation of a super agent. It's so fucking fucked. It's fucked. It's actually
maybe
fucked.
that's
It
what
makes it
AI is.
Marvelified. It's stupid.
People, I mean, people like superheroes.
Larkhill. It was a Larkhill prison.
Larkhill
Which is
Prison,
weird
St.
because-
Mary's is where they kill all the kids,
Yeah.
including Natalie Portman's brother.
But
So-
on this point of superheroes, like, why do people like superheroes? Because the stakes are zero when these people are godly and can.
No, some of a lot of them. I think the superheroes are like the immortal superhero heroes, like a good Superman, or like what you see is like even Captain America or the Hulk, like that. Those who
It
can't be
seems
killed.
like they're so powerful, they're indestructible.
Yeah, V's are realistic. He's kind of like how the Punisher.
Spider-Man, I get Spider-Man.
What, you just like shooting your web in your room all
He's
day?
just a kid, and he's figuring it out. He's not indestructible. He's just a little.
The only good superheroes are Batman, Spider-Man, Superman.
Superman blows.
You're not giving like Punisher or Daredevil any cred.
Yeah, fuck that. Next, you're gonna say V is your favorite superhero. It's just like
All right, well, you guys are just silly.
But I think it is problematic to like place our hopes on a single person that is somehow different
Absolutely.
and special.
Yeah,
how is that supposed to inspire?
But-
Like this is the American mythology of our modern era, and how is this supposed to inspire human beings to in America to accomplish anything in their society if they look to these people that are unattainable.
V recognizes that, and that's why he limits how much his face interaction is with the public. He has his one video. That is it. That is the only time he's outward facing to the public. And his goal is anyone can be me. Anyone can be V. And of course, for the cinematic effects and like the graphic novel effects, like for the movie purposes and the graphic novel, they gave all these like gruesome fight scenes and like murders and like his final showdown with like the police in the subway station or in the tube station. That's I think those you could have gone without those and it would have been just as good of a movie as like a conspiracy. During this, we have the state is starting to freak out. They have no idea where V is. They're trying to track him down. The people are starting to go around town, spray paint V all over the state-sponsored posters. People are giving less of a shit, and you have a difference between the local police inspector, and then the secret police, Creedley, who reports directly to the chancellor. And this I thought was very interesting because I do wonder how much like local law enforcement or state-level law enforcement will continue to hold like some small sense of like rights or virtues compared to what our federal one is. Because think about this, 60 years ago, it's the state police that couldn't be trusted and you had to rely on federal intervention. I'm talking civil rights there.
It's almost switched.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've actually written about this.
Can you,
in 2027.
Cool,
check it out, motherfuckers.
Can you give us a little preview though on like what I guess inspired this switch? Because I think in modern America, we're gonna trust our local chiefs or sheriffs potentially more, regardless of the political spectrum. Because you can even look at this at like the pandemic when people were like, "My sheriff's not making me wear a mask. This is great." I watch Ebbington as well. That inspired that comment.
Eddington was a documentary. Yeah. V for Vendetta was a documentary. Looking for Comedy in the Muslim World is a documentary.
Yeah, this is where it is. So, Danny,
Eyes Wide Shut was a documentary.
Is the trust in local law enforcement like a signal and a shift in culture compared to the federal?
Well, so I don't write about law enforcement particularly, but I talk about cities as like I think the way that our entire governmental system since the Treaty of Westphalia is based on nation states. And the way that like we have spread and grown in population and the increased like disparity between urban and rural settings mean that we have to return to more micro levels of governance if we want to solve problems.
And you think that
2027, check it out, published in Routledge.
You think those folks will...
It's a British publisher. It ties into
people are going to give a bigger shit to like your local level state assembly, your city council, your county commissioners?
No, I'm not saying we will. I'm saying we should. Okay.
You're giving a prescriptive solution.
Good job, Jared.
Yes, I'm a little bit of a PhD candidate myself.
You guys are just jerking each other off.
Only bachelor says what?
I'm going to be... Wait...
I'm the only bachelor.
Yeah, I'm gonna
bachelor's degree.
Bro, I'll be at the Cracker Barrel. You guys enjoy fucking like noodling.
Tim will be hanging out there with the true America while we're off in our
eating my slop at Cracker Barrel, and you two will be like, "Oh, could I have the shit?"
His country slop.
Meanwhile,
biscuits and gravy is just slop.
Correct.
Show that to like a foreigner and tell them the difference between dog food.
Grits.
Yeah.
I'd love a bowl of grits right now.
That's crazy. It's so late for grits.
Oh, gosh. All right.
I should make sweet grits. Grits that are dessert.
So I think we have that in Asia. It's called like, it's rice that you boil for a really, really long time.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
I don't like it.
Kanji.
Oh, yes. I was just talking to somebody about kanji.
Kanji is very healthy for you. Great for the digestive.
Can I bring up a part of the movie that really upset me?
What was that?
Well, there were two parts. Actually,
not enough Eileen Gu.
Is it going with our flow right now?
Fuck Eileen Gu, dude. Why'd you say Eileen Gu? Jared, are you gonna get to the part where they show like the Holocaust?
Yeah,
in the
we're
movie?
getting there.
That was inappropriate for them to do that. That's all I'm
Wait,
gonna
do they
say.
show the Holocaust, or do they
Yeah,
show the
what
version
are you
of the
talking
Holocaust
about?
in this regime?
I thought you were
Yeah,
talking
the
their
second,
version of the Holocaust.
but
All
you
right,
can't show that shit in a
were
stupid
there?
fucking Marvel movie.
It's DC universe.
John's gonna pull out. He's gonna be like, "We're watching Showa next 9.5 hours."
Hell yeah, you're about to learn something, Jared. You're
All
gonna
right,
learn what
so
federal
during-
governments can do to
we're-
people.
We're realizing. So keep in mind, the federal authorities are aware of like the conspiracy that they've covered up over the past couple of decades. The local police were kind of not fully aware. There's only certain levels of government that knew that all this was an inside job. That the St. Mary's disaster was an inside job, and all this rise of power was just all basically theatrics, so that way the fascist party could take power. So with this, we start learning from the local detectives the true like level of like the narrative of how this came to be. And it was your global crisis. You had wars all overseas. The American empire is declining, so the UK is off to itself almost. And during this, you have global trade disruption, famines. It seemed like were breaking out. Some issues with Ireland I didn't quite understand. And then you have this pandemic that shuts down borders, and people turn to the government. Man-made pandemic that shuts down borders, and people turn to the government to restore power and authority. But during this time, they were able to remove all the invaders from what they said, which were Muslims, people from Africa.
Oh, they said this?
Artists. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Gays.
In some ways, this is more similar to. I mean, it's like not quite Naziist because, like, I mean, I guess they've got rid of artists, but it's almost more similar to what's that shit called in China?
Cultural Revolution.
Thank you.
But Cultural Revolution wasn't really ever foreign aimed because they
Well,
never really
the
had.
Chinese didn't have foreigners.
Correct. So but you got to think like the Holocaust was also a cultural revolution itself.
Yeah, and like the fact that they're doing medical exams on them and shit like that, it's much more Holocaust-y. But like the targeted groups kind of was giving cultural revolution, especially things like there's no Qurans anymore or like shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the book burning, which, this made me start recognizing my collection of books that I keep around my house. I don't think I have a great collection. I think, Danny, you probably surpassed me in like very thought-provoking literature in your collection. But
what about me?
Well, Dr. Seuss is going to be needed for when the Cultural Revolution happens. So please keep those safe, Tim. Please.
Plus, John, didn't you say you're now a Kindle guy anyways? You said
Yeah,
that in the previous pod.
catch my books in the cloud, bro.
They're just going to
I wish I could show off my cloud collection.
Yeah.
I got the full Scott Adams released all of his books on hardcover.
When the Blu-ray comes, they're going to burn Dilbert. Is that your worry?
Dilbert is an omnipresent. He's sort of like V. Dilbert is unkillable.
All right, here's my question. You have to pick a mask to be the face of a revolution. What mask are you picking?
Oh,
COVID mask, baby.
I actually had that thought during the movie. I was thinking about COVID masks.
Well,
what about the Nike Sports Tech Shiesty?
The Shiesties. Yeah, I mean, Philadelphia banned those, didn't they? Didn't the mayor ban
They tried
Shiesties?
to. I don't know if they were successful.
I was thinking that you remember when the Harlem Shake was a big deal and everyone was wearing those horse masks around?
Oh, God.
I got in trouble because of that Harlem Shake video I made with my friends involved a beer, and my mom saw it on Facebook. Ugh, terrible times.
Danny's future employers, please do not hold his Harlem Shake beer underage drinking against him. It was only for art and to fight against the system of oppression. If Danny's old enough to go shoot a gun in Southeast Asia, he can have a beer.
Dude, my mom made me make a Facebook post that said, I got in trouble, so I'm not going to be on Facebook for a month.
Oh, fuck.
That's incredible. At what age was this?
I don't know, 17, 16?
That's even better. So, Tim, when we first met Danny, he's like 1 year fresh from the wounds of his public shaming on Facebook. Oh my
God. Likes on that post?
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, then like a week in, my parents had me go on and respond to my friends who were like, what happened? Yeah.
They had to do a public lashing. That's crazy.
They didn't make you stand on the street corner and hold up a sign.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
did you
mean
learn
that's
your
basically
lesson?
the modern day equivalent.
Yeah. Ugh. One thing we kind of failed to mention is how some of these people came to power through the capitalist system of being the owners of the pharmaceutical company that was owning the cure, which it's kind of weird. I feel like in 2020 and 2021, people are not like quoting V for Vendetta as much as like we would think, because the parallels are just like for like the Reddit and the Fortune and the QAnon type community to really push. Or was I just blind to that?
I
Or
will
is it
say that the
implicit?
pharmaceutical angle seems to be underexplored in the cultural lasting relevance of this movie.
Yeah.
But I think
Especially
Anonymous
with our earlier discussion on an earlier episode of this pod about the commercials for the weight loss drugs. Also, like how much money those same companies made off of COVID vaccines.
Yeah, the dystopia is real.
I'm sure Anonymous has gone after pharmaceutical.
Anonymous is a bunch of pussies nowadays.
Anonymous is
I
dead.
know, I was like, what have they been up to?
The argument that is Anonymous was taken out in the after the Obama administration. Or the also other argument is that Anonymous was made to take away power from the Obama administration to allow this rise of our current like MAGA nationalism that we have, because it gave the appetite for people to have distrust in the community, like the Weimar Republic. That
Dude,
yet someone
I feel
saying
like our next movie should be hypernormalization because they.
I was thinking that
into
too.
what
We're
happens.
getting into. I made Rebecca watch hypernormalization a few weeks ago, and she
That's a
is
really
pissed
important to me. I could never marry a girl until
Wow.
I've seen her react to hypernormalization.
Really?
There's two movies that I've been begging her
That's
to watch.
risky because girls aren't going to really like that movie.
I got her to sit through that. I've yet to get her to sit through the entirety of the Gettysburg film from 1993.
That's even tougher. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You're really lucky I almost picked that for this.
We are such scaring the hose type guys.
Yeah.
As for the viewers who
it's why I
can't
love
see,
you two, honestly.
Danny has a
You're
belt that he's floating around his head.
It's so I don't. Never mind.
What? So you don't burst your pants from the cookout?
It's like a more effective fidget tool than some of my other fidget tools.
Okay.
He's a fish. We're not talking to the fish right now.
Fish can't. A noose can't fit around a fish. That is true.
Yeah, don't kill yourself on the podcast.
Don't kill yourself. You're too pretty.
Because Jared, don't be the last thing you listen to, Jared's.
Well, I also paid for this year's subscription already, so like I need to get my money's worth. That hit my credit card recently.
Nice.
Yeah, what a pain.
Was it
All right.
grand?
Yeah, it was like 200.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I get enough enjoyment out
Daniel
of it.
doesn't pay anything for this. Like the amount of subscriptions we pay.
I make like a fifth of what you two make.
Madon.
Not in this economy. I'm not a big pharma bro. All right. So eventually, Evie wants to get out of the bunker and get back to the world, and she goes back and takes refuge with her
John's on
former
screen.
boss. Her former boss, Gordon, who's like the talk show host. It's like their version of like, I don't know, their Jimmy Kimmel or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was a state-run late-night show, so it was typically always scripted, censored, and like only approved dialogue. But while we're in his apartment, because originally I thought this Gordon guy was like a sleazy, like I'm gonna fuck my underling type person, but really he was just doing that.
Revolutionary.
Yeah, he's a quiet revolutionary who has I would argue
He's not a
nicer-
revolutionary. He's just like a collector.
Well,
That's
he
like
wants to
Jared
poke-
being like, "Oh, I have John Brown on my bookshelf. I'm John Brown."
No, but he later puts on the sham of a
Yeah.
late night show and he makes.
Yeah,
fun
we're
of
getting there.
The Chancellor.
Okay, that's
Yeah, but he put
But
that.
yeah, he has Quran. Like, what's in his little room? He's got a
his
Nazi
Quran,
flag in
a
the-
bunch of art that was saved from
and
when
like
they.
porn.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
gay.
You got like
Yes, and
men's
gay porn.
butts.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna have a stash, why would you
The guy, what
frame
where I
it
was-
and put it on your wall? It just seems weird.
the one part I was kind of, I don't want to say
He liked
disappointed,
it
but
from the
like,
artistic value.
Right.
yeah, like Charlie's uncle.
That's why I have Mia Khalifa on my wall. It's just
You
because
have
of
Mia
the
Khalifa
artistic
on your
value.
wall?
I'm
Busted.
I'm surprised someone this high up in society that there isn't like an underground state like condoned like gay community like that existed even in like Nazi Germany. There's a lot of gay Nazis and they just kind of let them do their
Really?
thing, but it had to be behind closed doors.
Oh my god! Imagine being a gay Nazi.
Jojo Rabbit
I
explores
mean,
that
they
a
were
little
all
bit.
gay because they're rocking those little shiny boots and those jackets, bro.
Honestly,
They were
great
pretty
film.
fabulous.
I will say for a fascist regime, the fashion on this kind of sucked. But maybe that's just British fashion. They were just like boring.
Dear listener, please look up Susan Sontag on fascist aesthetics.
Okay.
I don't have
We're
time
gonna
to do a
source
whole
that in
rant.
we're gonna source that in the description.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
source
right.
it.
So Gordon goes on his late show and he does a show of the century, some could argue, and has a actor come out as the chancellor, satirizes him, and makes fun of him, and he has like a fake V come out there, and they do a little what do they call Benny? Oh shit, what's that show called? Where they
Benny Hill?
Benny Hill. They do that chasing around. I love that. I love a good Benny Hill.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we think that was did we like that part, or was that just
Epic.
like
If only
Tim? I am not this unenthusiastic about your films, and I don't like this how you're treating this film so far.
I'm telling you, it was. I wish Stephen Colbert had the guts to do something like this.
All right.
I'm sorry. We're getting to the part like that. I think we're gonna have the most discussion on.
All right. So Gordon thinks,
First
I'm
of all,
famous.
that television thing isn't even funny. Like the people are cracking up. And
Yeah.
I'm like, is that funny?
Because they're so starved for content.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're going
Imagine
to
not having screen all day.
Like they did the dopamine detox, and then they
That's
saw
what
baboon playing with other baboon, and they're like,
Well, think about this. Think of like America. Okay, look at like what sketch show comedy or late night comedy would do in the 70s compared to like now, and how like elaborate like a late night show has to be with their like comedy to even make it half while entertaining.
Yeah, but
dude,
this
I
is
only
in the
watch Bill
future.
Maher, bro. Cigars and racism. That's why.
Bill Maher, Club Random.
Club Random.
All right. Well, Gordon thinks he's not going to be. There's going to be no retribution against him. He is dead wrong. The Fingermen come and get him. They drag him out, and in that process, Evie's hiding underneath his bed, and he gets
She jumps
taken.
off the roof.
Yeah.
She comes out the window and jumps, and then hard cut.
Yep. And
She got
with
snatched
this,
by a Fingerman.
with this, she gets put in a political prison, interrogated
This
immensely.
was the most gripped I was during the movie.
Really?
I thought. Oh,
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck? Holy
I didn't give a
shit!"
shit about the fucking toilet paper bullshit. I was like, who cares?
No,
It felt
that
like
story
such
is a great
filler.
LGBTQ story.
the lesbian story.
First off, there's a rat in the wall, and she's getting porridge, and she's spending every day in there.
Okay, so now I have a question. How are you guys doing in a cell like that?
I was thinking
Beaten
when I
off.
watched this, beaten off. You have to create some sort of schedule and routine for yourself, but it's hard because you don't know what time it is.
Push-ups,
So you-
sit-ups, beaten off.
Oh yeah, I'm getting huge. So many push-ups, my arms could fall off. So many jumping jacks, and like I'm timing it around when I get my meals. I'm singing songs to myself. Like I'm creating a whole world. You have to talk to people. You have to talk to yourself, and that's the only way I think to survive that. Is like
I
you
think
have
talking to yourself might make it worse, actually.
No.
It might make you schizo.
Do you talk to yourself in the car? I talk to myself in the car all the time.
Oh, we know, Jared.
Yeah, I think you have to set up regiment. Like, oh, this hour of the day I talk to myself, and that's the hour I talk to myself, and you can't talk to yourself after that. And it creates like that sense of normalcy.
I would say I'm definitely getting 12 hours of sleep in as much as possible.
Oh,
Dude, but it's so hard. You've got no bed.
Oh, no, you don't understand. When you want to sleep, you can sleep. I'd probably be naked a lot of the time,
Quite sure
too.
to make of that. What the-
Yeah, you don't understand, Daniel. When you
Yeah,
need to sleep, you need
you
to
wouldn't
sleep.
know. You've never been in solitary
You've
confinement.
never been
like
sleepy
I've
like
been.
I have. I've been so sleepy.
I can sleep on concrete. It's
But
doable.
she reaches into the rat wall, which I'm like, I would have done that on day 2. Reach into the rat wall. Took
I'd
her
be
a
afraid.
while. The hole. And then she finds the is that where she finds the letter?
Yeah, that's where she finds the letter.
Finds a letter, and there's a story about this lesbian, a beautiful lesbian, on the binary scale.
I kind of thought that she looked a little bit like that chick that we both loved from Mamma Mia 2.
The main character, Ba-Boom, and she tells the story about how her conservative parents did not approve, right?
Yeah.
They threw her out of the fucking house. And she broke up with that one. She found another love in her life. And then she talks about how the government fucked her. Arrested her.
Snatched her lover, then snatched her, then did experiments on her.
Which, how would you guys fare?
I think the experiments would be the tough part for me. I'm a very uncooperative patient to begin with.
I mean, I would have killed myself like the second after my partner got snatched.
I would always find a way to take as many people, like prison guards, with me as much as possible. You can't leave without a mark.
You have to talk so much shit.
Yeah.
When they give you food, fuck you, fuck you. You scream at them.
I'm throwing poop.
Like, I'm not eating the food. I'm throwing the food out. Like, I don't want this. Oh, I'm throwing poop. Yeah, you got to throw poop. Yeah. You have to make it miserable for them.
You want them to hate their job.
Shit to you.
That's fine. Gives you at least some sort of power. You've turned the table.
Yeah, but eventually they break your will to fight, Tim.
I will never run out of shit. Out of my ass.
I think Tim would break the quickest.
No, I've got my day. I told you I got a scheduled regiment where I spend.
Danny, I think
I'd get some toilet paper. I'd just get a little pencil. I'd write the next Hegel.
The next
Mein Kampf.
Mein Kampf.
Yeah.
And then it's revealed that this was all a fucking lie.
It was the world's ultimate escape room.
The greatest gaslight of all time.
This is a part of the movie that does piss me off.
This is insane.
I thought this was awesome.
And the way she reacts is also insane. She's like just fine with it after like 24 hours max. She's like, yep, that's normal. That just happens.
Because he had to know if he could trust her.
It's insane.
But she's not even needed for his plan, really.
It's so fucking bad, and I feel like it undermines all of the other shit that he does.
Absolutely. I'm like, I'm rooting for this psychopath who just...
It's weird how he could not find one other person in his like revolutionary... The problem is he's too much of a loner.
Yes, thank you. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, he because you think you could have one nice co-pilot. He's expecting so much out of her to be the person who pulls the lever. Because I get his plan is he wants to kill Sutler and Creeley, the guy who's in charge of the police and the chancellor, in his like final little duel. But also there's other ways to do that. Because that's part of his plan is that like the head of the snake has been cut off and the army doesn't know how to answer to. The people take power again.
I guess the idea is that it causes less death or something.
Yeah, possibly.
It's and
she's sort of like mad, but then she's like, okay.
But she has nothing to go back to.
Okay.
That's her thing. What she realizes, what else do I have in my life at this point?
And then she basically becomes a classic case of Stockholm syndrome.
Yes.
Like fucking 15 minutes later, it's like this is clownish.
Yeah.
And he really does the abuse of like, you made me do this. You know, it's just. What a horrible...
Yeah, like...
It does make you realize V is a flawed person.
Like, he's batshit.
Yeah.
But one who is...
And how did he set that all up? How did he do all that?
The fucking logistics are insane. Like, how did he know he needed that? Why does he have, like, 6 cells, not just the one?
Was the rat in on it?
And the food, like, he's just making really shitty food. It's so
and who did he get
crazy.
to shave her head and like be the guard? Like, huh?
Yeah, there's always
what?
There's a lot of little logistics issues.
He's like he makes her get naked and he's showering her with like a really hard hose at one point and she's like moaning. The fuck, bro? What the fuck?
Oh shit, I totally forgot about that part. Okay, V might be a predator of sorts.
He's a predator.
Yeah, just maybe.
All right, yeah, this actually is changing a little bit of views on V.
But she comes back and she's in comfy clothes now, and now she's like, I want to kiss you. I want to kiss your mask.
All right, so we get through...
What a fucking idiot.
We're getting close to the 5th of November, keep in mind. The detectives are getting closer to this, of figuring out what's going on. But V does something super badass.
And he does this. And the note is the most touching part of the movie.
And it's all fake.
It's just manipulation.
Made up. Well, that person must have been real to him, maybe, when he was in.
Maybe we don't even know that.
Yeah. Who knows what the truth is? But at the end of the day, she's in too deep. Her life is gone. This is her only way out.
It's kind of a platonic noble lie.
All right, Tim. All right.
It's kind of,
so the 5th of November approaches.
What did you say, Daniel?
It's kind of Plato says like, oh, it's okay to tell a lie if it serves the greater good, the noble lie, and like he like thinks that governments should kind of do this sort of thing. And that's kind of what V does.
Yeah.
But the same thing with Plato, where Plato's like, oh, we got to get rid of poetry because it makes people believe in things that aren't real. Like, believing in a noble lie can lead you very quickly into just being a fascist. Like, the line between V and his enemies is not a line at all. It's just kind of like...
Well, I think he also... That's why he wants to die, too.
V for vagina.
All right.
V for vulva.
5th of November approaches. V does an incredible Amazon Prime purchase and does hundreds of thousands of these Guy Fawkes masks all across London.
Which, like, how is that not banned by them?
Yeah, amazing at this point. Or how he handled that with, like, the import or whatever, or how he was able to, like...
Yeah, a lot of tariff.
Who is this man working with on the logistics side to make that happen? Like, the man is an incredible project.
He is a god who can just pull this shit off.
That is an ultimate project manager.
He undoes the closed-off subway systems by himself. Like, what? He's like, oh, yeah, it took 10 years. Like, bro, what?
Yeah, what? I don't know.
This man could have built the pyramids if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I know, and he did it all wearing a mask. Like, you can't really see really that good in the mask, too.
Or breathe that well.
Yeah. And eat! And I'm wondering...
Well, he's his mask off when people aren't around.
Those little eggs with the eggs in the circle toast.
Yeah.
Was that supposed to symbol anything?
I don't know if it's like British culture or something. I have no idea.
I was wondering
food
about
is terrible.
Not great. So the people get the mask.
I just thought of something. With masks, the Minnesota Vikings should do a giveaway, and it's V for Vikings, and they give everyone who comes into the game a Vendetta mask, and they all sort of just like silently stare during the game, and that would really create a really scary atmosphere, I think.
It would make someone miss a kick for sure.
I like that thing that the Vikings do before the games where they go slow clap
Skull.
off their head.
Skull.
Which is like an Icelandic
It's so much
thing.
better than the Chiefs racist one.
Yeah.
What are the Browns going to do in their new stadium?
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. You've heard me do that.
Unfortunately, yes.
Not on many winning occasions.
Yeah, the times I win, you refuse to come. What an ungrateful host.
I'm gonna come.
Don't worry. All right, so we see the kids are running around with the guy mask.
Come when George re-shows you V spraying down Natalie Portman.
Oh, with compassion.
I don't remember the spray down.
It was really strange. It's really strange.
We'll have to watch it again. Here's an interesting thing: when the secret police shoot the little girl who is like spray painting. Did that inspire anything with recent events of like Renee Good or Alex Preddy, unarmed person, protester?
Yeah, I mean they didn't like that.
Trayvon Martin.
The people didn't like that.
Yeah, they did it, and then they went and just beat the shit out of the fingerman / I think killed him on the street.
Yeah, that was kind of cool actually.
It is quite shocking that has not happened yet, because to stop a man with a firearm pretty close range is pretty easy. One or two people might get shot.
Why hasn't someone done that to an ICE officer?
I am shocked. Because if you go through ICE, some of these people are just patrolling with 2 agents at a time and are quite vulnerable.
Because people don't actually want to just like go up and kill people.
Well, ICE is disproving that theory. There are members of society who do want to do that.
I think there's enough of a likelihood that you're going to take a bullet that kind of disincentivizes the bum rush tactic.
Right, the payoff isn't really there.
Or you might catch a stray in like your knee, and then that kind of sucks.
Yeah, and whose healthcare is paying for that?
But if you did get like 15 people to sort of stalk an ICE officer down, like you could really fuck them up.
I think that may have happened.
That happened. They did some ambushes or last year, but it was like it wasn't like a incident occurred and then like a crowd retaliation. It was like it was an ambush. It was meditated, is what it seems like. Which maybe that's
videos of people in North Carolina chasing ICE agents through the woods. Did you guys see this?
No.
Yeah,
funny.
It's like really actually kind of cool.
I feel like all these need to have the Benny Hill soundtrack in the background.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It is scary to think how many murders from the secret police need to happen before an incident like that occurs. And I think we were very close to that a couple weeks ago.
I think that they've been told to like chillax with the killing citizens thing. If I had to guess.
Yeah, I think they have been told that, but I think if the administration would have continued to double down and let it continued, I think you would have had a retaliatory act like that. Like, I'm surprised the burning in the neighborhoods didn't start happening, like the fires.
Yeah, I mean, like it does feel like there wasn't like the same reaction that George Floyd got.
Yeah, but I think it's people are truly scared.
Yeah, I think people are scared.
Yeah,
which means they're
all right. Yeah, and that's the sad part. All right, so that shooting happens. The people are on edge. The government is mobilizing the army into the streets. You have tanks, armored vehicles, uniformed troops patrolling. They issue the curfew. November 5th is rising, and that detective is still trying to figure out how to potentially stop this. He comes to the plot and figures out where V is, because he knows that they're going to use the tube to blow up Parliament, and he's trying to continue to search. Finally, V is able to convince Creedy, the head secret police chief, to bring Sutler, and that all he says is, "I want Sutler, and I will not blow up Parliament." He's going to do a trade. That's not his plan. His plan is to kill Sutler and Creedy, and he leaves the ultimate decision to pull the lever on the tube to Evie, Natalie Portman, to send the train to go blow up Parliament. So he has a contingency plan, which is great, and that's his reasoning why he had to trust Evie for this. But we will move to the fight where he shows up with Creedy in the bottom of the tube station, where he just throw his daggers. He takes like 20 rounds to the chest and everything. Do we like this fight sequence, or is it kind of
fuck
dumb?
No? It's gay as hell.
I think there was something wrong with the audio in this film for me. I watched it on Amazon, and there was something weird. This scene in particular, like the whole movie was very quiet, but then the slashing of like the throat was very loud on my TV.
It's actually interesting you say that, because my mixing was terrible on YouTube as well. I had to crank my TV to like 3 times the normal volume.
I wonder if the mixing was just bad. The audio was just bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was a pretty cool fight sequence. Like, did it take away that? Like,
so listen to this. They're like, oh, let's see what happens if we give someone COVID and it kills everyone, and then one guy becomes the super soldier that can take 10 bullets.
Well,
he did have his armor plate.
In terms of just pure action scenes, I hate the Marvel really fast action. You can't tell what's going on. It was a blur. Oh, I guess the good guy won. This, at least, it's all slow motion.
Very Zack Snyder type-esque.
Yeah, you can see the trail off the knife, and then you can see inside the chamber with the guys reloading. That's kind of neat. I didn't mind that.
I thought it was cool. But it also took away, this whole thing, back to Danny's point of like, you have this super soldier guy, and it makes V less realistic and inspiring.
And why does he have like 14,000 throwing knives in his cloak?
Yeah,
like,
that's
where
kind of
are all
sick,
those things?
bro.
Kind of like Hawkeye with the
Where are they
unlimited
coming
arrows.
from? Like,
Also, those have to jingle
dude
when
must
you're
have been
walking
walking
around.
sounded like a Chinese naming ceremony.
Oh.
A Hmong naming ceremony.
So he ends up. They executed Sutler in the beginning, and he kills all the guards. He finally gets to kill Creedy, but he's of course mortally wounded. He makes his way back to the tube, where the detective meets him and Evie. Detective realizes what they're about to accomplish and realizes, you know what, this is probably the right thing to do. I'm just going to let it happen. V ends up dying in the subway car before it gets to Parliament, and they put a final rose on him, and people are to the streets. And did you guys like the whole sequence of like people just converging on the streets like that? I was like, I get it was supposed to inspire, but at the end of the day, it's like that's not happening with people. You're gonna have like 20 people in like Elmo costumes show up, and then maybe
Cookie Monster
2,000 influencers.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
Arab Spring. Cringe. Let's not dunk on the Arab Spring too quickly here.
It's just cringe. This is again what Redditors think the uprising will look like.
And here's also an interesting, very orderly in a kind of a strange way. Like if
people be burning shit,
why are they all walking like step by step in unison?
Yeah,
it's like
they want to make it very cinematic.
The vision of revolution is fascist.
Yeah.
Wow, so true.
I also take aim at this a little bit. You made that Arab Spring comment of what revolution looks like, and it is always messy. It is always actually a small group that helps inspire it, and then the others are just there present, not actually the actioners. And think about like the Arab Spring.
We call this the vanguard.
Yes, vanguard of revolution. Yes, I think of the Arab Spring of this. So in this type of society, people are comfortable. They're living. They don't have liberty, but they have their food.
They don't have butter.
They have their screen.
They don't have butter?
No, they
don't have the good butter.
Like, I haven't had real butter in 20 years.
But like they have security and stability, and that's what a fascist regime makes.
Stability.
Did I say that wrong?
Stability is what you said.
Stability? Yeah. Oh, my bad. All right, but they have what the fascists make people appeal to, an orderly society where you don't have to see the uglies, what they see as society, out and about. In an Arab Spring culture, these people have been living in rough conditions, power outages, lack of infrastructure, lack of social mobility, lack of security, lack of food consistently. And I think about these all across every one of those states, even like Syria and you could say Tunisia, where there was a functional state structure, but like conditions are just rough. So like there's not much to lose. I think we're in a Western culture like the US or Britain, we're too comfortable. People have to get uncomfortable if they were to actually go to the streets in those numbers.
It's true.
Which is why I think that sometimes people sometimes people on the left will hope for a revolution without realizing like the amount of bad shit that has to happen.
Has to happen, yeah.
And often it might be like from like perhaps a humanist type perspective if that sort of thing doesn't happen at all.
Yeah.
Right. Isn't it better off that doesn't happen because we want people to just to continue living peacefully?
Yes.
I think there's like a lot of glorification of things that are actually very, very hard.
That's kind of why leftists taking a big L.
Yeah.
But simultaneously, do we want the Mexicans getting snatched all the time? Like, no.
No, of course not.
And think about this: the close proximity of like us of there being an organized actual rebellion of like in January really only came when the whites started getting attacked, Renee and Alex.
Right. Yeah. We're coming from a place of privilege where, our groups of people, we're rarely under the boot. And so the few times it happens, we bug out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But you just got to lift the boot up a little bit. Let us go back to our screens. Let us go back to our government butter.
Right.
And we're happy.
Olympics are on. Oh, Olympics. Then we're good.
So beneath the mask of V, it is more than flesh. Beneath the mask, there is an idea. And there's a lot of cringe. Anarchism, libertarianism here. But
I don't think it's libertarianism. I think you want it to be that, but
yeah, he does. He wants
this is a libertarian's wet dream of a movie because libertarians.
You don't know what that word means.
Libertarians, wet dream or libertarian?
Libertarians.
No, this is what
dream is like. No taxes, child slavery.
No, there's libertarians who want there's the anarchist libertarians that exist where it's like self-governance, and that's not what this movie's about. But a lot of libertarians
Yeah, there's no
appropriate
anarchism in this movie either because it's just a dude.
Yeah. So for the finale, the train
It's
goes,
just lone
blows
wolf,
up Parliament.
Charlie Kirk, first reformed, gay ass bullshit. How about you get some homies together and
First
make something
Reformed.
lasting?
Absolutely.
Wow. Start a third space. Join a fucking bowling league. You know, like, come on.
Yeah, you might meet your wife playing kickball.
You could.
Maron. Another dox. That's being cut.
It's not a dox until you say it's a dox.
Yeah. Our viewers are not going to like this. Parliament gets blown up. We get the music playing, and everyone is walking amongst the military. The military stands down, and everyone takes off their mask. And the final reply, who was V? He was all of us. And that's the inspirational message. In numbers, we have power.
Let 1,000 flowers bloom.
And then 1,000 people stood up and clapped.
And happily ever after. There was no civil unrest afterwards. Smooth transition.
He died, right? V's
he
dead.
died. He never actually got to see his vision come true.
Wait, and
But that's
did she
a man
blow it up
dedicated.
or no? I can't even remember.
She blows it up.
And she blew it up and everybody watched.
Yeah. So I guess some of our questions that we have here that I have written down. Actually, what are some quick thoughts on this, or do you want to save these for final thoughts?
No, yeah, give us questions first.
All right. Is this the world that Western democracies are moving towards? Is that reality, or are we actually are we just overplaying this?
Well, I'll say the stuff with the man-made pandemic, that raised my eyebrow a little bit. I said, huh. I didn't know we were watching a documentary. You know?
And then the high political people having little sex slaves and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I didn't like that. Dude,
And listen, and what's happening on CBS with the television censorship?
Colbert, yeah.
I mean, this stuff could happen.
The problem is, I think this party was much more organized.
9/11, COVID pandemic, Charlie Kirk.
In the comments, please put down all your government-manufactured disasters and crises that have been created in the past couple of decades. We'd love to hear them. Danny, you're
3 Mile Island.
Danny, you're the one who
Mike
is
McCarthy.
Danny, you're the
Mike
one who's
McCarthy
living in
being
a lot of a nihilist world. Should we actually be concerned, or do you think this is just another cycle and trend of the American story?
I would say things are not trending positively. Yeah. I don't know, bro. I don't know. No, we're fucked. I think you were painting too broad of a brush when you said Western democracies, though. Like, I think, like,
American democracy.
yeah, there. I think that this could be a picture of the future. Do I think that, like, Canada is going to go this way? It seems like their new leader is pretty hell bent on being like a transformational leader, so I think they're going to be chilling. I could see this happening with Britain.
Yeah.
Um,
Brexit didn't die. That still is strongly alive in that country.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think the world can? Do you think we have a country that is organized enough to allow this to happen, or you think because this is all corporate power driven, this world, and that is maybe the best translation of all this is it's that the corporate entities are those who put those place those in power for their own interest.
I mean, kind of the distinctive economic move of fascism is to link the corporate and the state.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's a non-factor.
Okay. Here's another question I got for you. Was V standing on holy ground?
There we go. I knew that was
No.
coming.
No,
Tim,
why not,
what did you say?
Tim?
No.
Like, bro, sorry you had a bad time and you blew up in a hospital. Like, you can't torture some woman just to get back at that. Like, felt like he could have just killed them really early on. And he had superpowers, clearly. He didn't need to do all this stuff.
The man was a master carpenter.
And
Everything he constructed.
It's like, do you really need to wear that stupid hair and the mask thing?
Yeah, the hair is unnecessary. He likes the Count of Monte Cristo, though. That's like...
Oh, yes. We kind of didn't talk. You ever see that?
Never.
I like the new one. The newer.
They have a new one?
Newer.
Oh.
You
I
killed
read
my
the book.
father.
I thought that was a
Prepare
good
to
book.
die.
I think he was standing on holy ground, but he didn't he wasn't standing on a holy plan, you know? He didn't have a plan to build a canal in Panama.
Yeah, I kind of like that, what you said earlier.
Oh, I just quoted The Princess Bride. That was wrong with me.
Yeah, I was going to call you out. I wasn't 100% confident about it.
Listen.
Do you think
I have a
the
question.
Yeah, go for it.
Is V Evie's dad?
I was curious of that too, but I don't think so because he was so romantically attracted to her. It seemed like it's.
Yeah,
But he forgets
sexual.
who he was. Remember, he says, "I don't know who I am."
Yeah, but I feel like they would have given us more hints to that.
I think they tried to write that plot point and then they backed away from it. And then they threw in the kiss to make it not be that way. But like the way then when she first goes to his house and she's like, "Fine, fuck you, you're gonna keep me here," and
Right.
she goes to the room and slams the door.
Yeah, you're
And
in
her
charge.
dad was a political guy, and then like, oh, he goes away, and like,
Could be.
and then I think she falls in love with her dad, bro.
Damn, that's tough.
Here's a question I got is
And I think he tortures his daughter.
shit. Only a father can do a torture like that.
And like the
still
way that they're
love.
quoting, like, oh, let me quote some Shakespeare. Oh, let me quote some Proust to each other. Like she clearly was raised in a household with this very well educated political dissident.
Oh, you're making a strong case for this.
Does she talk about her family ever in this movie?
She has a mom and dad. They're both political. She has a brother who dies at St. Mary's. And the guy says, "Oh, in the experiments, I forgot who I am."
Weird. Yeah, probably. Maybe you're right, but I don't like the kissy stuff.
Exactly.
But he does. Okay, supposedly, I don't remember this line, but he does say, "I'm not your father, Evie."
Yeah, I think they had to add that because it was kind of like, wait, this could be his or her dad.
Here's a question I
And the way
got.
he's like making breakfast for her. And
Yeah.
Watch my favorite movie with me.
Yeah,
Maybe
weird.
she's just the villain for the daughter he wished he had or he lost. His anonymity. Is anonymity in a revolution empowering, or do we think it's even more destabilizing?
So you just got that question from ChatGPT? Like,
I did.
What
I did.
is that question?
I did. I like it. It was one of my picks.
Don't care. Like, try it again. Try again. Next question. That sucked. I want to talk to a human.
No slop bowl on the.
Does he-
question.
That was
The
a
fact-
flop question.
You bitch. All right.
Like, what
Would it-
were you trying to say with that question?
My say, if we were to have a revolution today, do we require a charismatic leader to exist, or could it actually exist
That's
on
awesome,
anonymity?
chat.
Charisma is the only thing that matters. Look at Don,
Riz.
bro. You gotta have Riz.
And
I agree with that.
clavicular.
I agree with that.
Clavicular. Are you beta maxing? Because he'd probably
Dude, I'm just
like,
maxing, bro.
he liked V. He would like V.
Oof. All right. I have no more questions for you all. I am
He can't even come up
drained.
with one on his own.
I had my questions. I pushed them all throughout the whole pod.
Right, but if you did, like, don't throw in chat one at the end.
Because I like that one. I should have ended it on holy ground, but you weren't giving good answers to this. All right, let's do five. Let's do.
Do we think that the movie is like okay, so we talked about like its uptake by like Reddit, Discord mod situation. Do we think that its net impact on American political consciousness is positive or negative?
I think anything that can be anti-government, always questioning, the role of what government is in the social contract. I said this before, and I'll say it again: is that government should never be. People should never fear the government. The government should always be fearing the people. And
I think
will
this is an
live
interesting.
that.
I think this is an interesting concept, knowing it came out during like the Reagan administration for the graphic novel. I think that's pretty interesting because that probably was really not popular, right? I mean, that wasn't on the
Yeah, but like
precipice.
Watchmen came out in the same time, and there's a lot of similar themes with Watchmen as well with this, which is funny because it came out DC Universe like 2 years within each other.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting. And then the movie
Yeah,
coming
also
out post 9/11 is also sort of that's gutsy too.
yeah, you also got to remember the American mentality of like late 70s, early 80s. There was like a lot of distrust within the society. You had the Nixon Watergate. We just got out of Vietnam, Kent State shooting.
True.
You just got towards the end of the
Guys always
big
got to
swing of the
drop the
civil
Kent
rights.
State shooting.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Making
Kent
it the
State
biggest
famously
deal
on par
ever.
with Watergate and Vietnam.
It was a crisis point in America.
It was part of the
In
Vietnam
Ohio.
crisis point, you clown.
Yeah, but it on the home front. Anyways,
I have a question. What's another movie that does what V for Vendetta tries to do but better? Or what's a comparable film?
I would say because you get a lot of these like Hunger Games type items where you have a leader behind it, but I hate
Or
that.
even like we just watched fucking not Total Recall, Minority Report, which is I think similar in some ways.
Trying to like
Minority Report
expose a
with the
system.
dystopian stuff. Children of Men.
Yeah, Tim. Snaps for Tim.
Got to drop that Corone swag.
Yeah, drop that current
What
side.
else? Joker.
Would you say The Matrix?
Joker. Matrix.
Joker's a good
Well,
point.
Matrix. Wachowskis.
And maybe that's why they Fight Club.
Manchurian Candidate. Oh, Fight Club.
Yeah.
I mean, they all do, I guess, a better job. This is really on the nose. It's too bad.
Which is interesting because when we were talking about Minority Report, we were talking about how it wasn't on the nose enough and could possibly be misread by people. And then here, it's on the nose, and we're like, ew,
But people
cringe.
still misread this, too, and became nerds.
That's true. That's a good point. Which
Doesn't
validates
matter.
the point we made in that one, which is no matter what you do, you will be misread.
Yeah, you could lead a horse to water. And
I was going to ask you guys on overall like cinematography, the score, the acting.
We say
Or
that
do you
in
want to say
Final
that for
Thoughts,
your?
you goddamn
That's okay.
clown.
I was going to let
Put
you
on
do
your
on Final
fucking
Thoughts.
mask and make it have a big red nose on it, you fucking loser.
Jeez Louise.
Sorry, I've been watching Succession, and I feel like it's making me mean.
You're a mean person. All right, I'm ready for final thoughts if you guys are. I'm satisfied with our dialogue we've had.
Not as satisfied as you were after you saw Natalie Portman dressed up like Shirley
little
Temple.
girl.
Oh well.
This might be Jared's last pod. He's at the end of his career.
This is his 5th of November.
And as you guys are blowing
Listen.
up my old Bailey.
Wait for the reviews. Maybe we liked the movie. All right.
Yeah. All right.
I'll be last to go because I'm next.
Danny's first, me, and then John and Simmy.
Okay, this is not what anarchism is. If you think that you're stupid as hell, if you think this is the way you change the world, you're stupid as hell. Acting, the only performance that's really notable is Natalie Portman, and I guess she was fine. I also like the one detective, the good detective guy. Plot is too on the nose. There are some interesting moments throughout, though, like the one I mentioned about like the media creating crises type thing. I liked the storyline about the newscaster with the Quran and the porn and the art. I thought that the fucking note sequence of the lesbian was completely unnecessary. And actually, there were a lot of moments that I was like, why is this in this movie? Like, it was too long. Cinematography, I didn't notice the action sequences. They kind of were too comic booky for me. Plot is garbage. like superhero thing is ridiculous. The vibes, the watchability, relatively high. Like it's pretty watchable. Although I've seen it before and I was bored, and it was like 5 years ago that I saw it, so like I should have been back into it. You know what I mean? I'm giving it a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
It's a good score.
Yeah. Danny, I will build off a little bit of this. I actually thought Hugo Weaving's delivery of almost every single one of his long monologues was very nice. Of course, he's doing it behind a
Classic
mask.
theater kids take.
He was doing it behind a mask, but like you could almost feel like the facial grammar and expression going with it as well.
Facial grammar.
That's a thing. With that being said, Natalie Portman, good pick for a supporting cast. All of our other like creepy fascist people, I thought did a good job, but I guess in the UK it's probably easy to find like creepy old men who could.
Yeah,
play
is the
fascist.
president guy the guy from fucking Harry Potter?
I believe he is. Sutler. Yeah.
Snape?
Snape.
No, Dumbledore, I think.
John Hurt.
Oh, that was Dumbledore?
Yeah.
Was he Lord of the Rings or something?
I forget. I don't know now.
No,
was-
Oh, is
continue.
it
Anyway.
Gandalf? Is it Gandalf?
Is it Gandalf?
He has 4 BAFTAs. Big BAFTA debater.
Darth Vader in chief.
Yeah, but Natalie Portman, great casting. I already said that. I thought this was a beautifully shot film. Even like with our CGI type like explosions of the Old Bailey and like Parliament, I thought those were handled very well. However, they did those practical effects, so like building miniatures and blowing them up. I thought that was neat. The huge crowd shots of when you had the big. I thought it was corny, but I thought it was very well executed of like showing the scale of the revolution. I think movies have a tough time capturing scale. The score, the picks of the classical music, enjoyed that. Put 18 at 12 Overture on my playlist. Runtime was too long. I totally cannot disagree. I can agree with you heavily on that. I would have cut out a lot of the prison sequence, even though it does change a lot about the movie, or some of the assassination sequences as well. With that being said, kind of to lose some points because it makes us question, our good-natured people within the church, but also win some points because we should always be questioning people within our leaders at the same time. So I'm a little conflicted there. Agreed with Danny. This is not the way a revolution needs to occur, but at the end of the day, is there a true playbook for a revolution? Or maybe we think so, but every revolution can be unique in its own capacity, especially in a culture like this where it's not like an Arab Spring where you have a huge dissatisfaction of quality of life. With that, not satisfied with the DC universe with this, but I thought that was a nice vehicle to deliver it. It had a lot of comparisons to a Zack Snyder film and also Watchmen, which is a Zack Snyder film. Therefore, I'm giving it a good old 4 out of 5.
Oh, 4 out of 5.
Jared, what did you mean by movies have problems with scale?
What?
You said movies
meant like
have
fish, like
problems
there's
with
a
scale.
scale.
What the fuck? does
Yeah,
that mean?
like showing it like to scale, something real. Like, think about this. Whenever you see like a Lord of the Rings, like Battle of whatever the hell it's called, not the Battle of the Gulf.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
there's-
incredible
there's-
scale. What are you talking about? That's one of the best scales in cinema.
But like, I don't feel it's. I don't know. Peter Jackson did a great job. That's a bad. Let's just put like an Avengers movie when they have like what?
well, yeah, because you
GI.
just picked the worst movie possible to make your point.
Yeah.
Movies can do scale. I have no idea what that meant. That was crazy.
Some movies don't do scale well.
I
Well,
laughed for the entirety of your review because of that sentence.
I thought for a movie that could have done scale very poorly, I thought it did well.
Okay, Tim.
I want to apologize first and foremost because I saw this 2.5 weeks ago, so this thing was not top of mind. This thing was in the back. I had to blow the dust off of it.
Like a Quran in a basement.
Which makes me feel like I don't feel like I should review this because
No, you have to give a number, you bitch.
Nice
I
kneecap.
I didn't like it. Like I really didn't like this. I thought the jail stuff was the most interesting part, which And the gaslighting and the torture, like that's kind of crazy. I do find that we are moving towards this society, and sheeple need to open their eyes and buy the masks now because they will be needed. And as in terms of sound, the sound was fucked up the whole movie, so
I didn't have
that
that
took
problem.
me out entirely. So I'm gonna message Amazon Prime and try to get my money back because there was something wrong with the mix. And the Wachowskis need to stop worrying about what they look like and start thinking about what their films sound like. And then,
Oh my god,
That's crazy.
no, I'm just joking, just trolling. This was slop. This was, that I think that's the main thought I came away with is this was slop. So I'm giving this what Jared gave Minority Report, which was a 1. I'm giving this a 1.
Oof. Sorry to hear that, Tim.
Tough score.
The revolution will forget you, but it's okay.
The revolution will not be televised, but it will be on
Podcast, YouTube.
this podcast. So appreciate that, Jared. Again, an excellent job driving the ship.
I do my best.
And we, clean under 2 hours. So
we run aground a few times there, but that's okay.
I think people are gonna like this one. For the next film, it's cold out, right? We're in the dog days of winter.
I don't know about that. It was
60
70
degrees for me today.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right, well, for
2 weeks
some
ago,
of us,
absolutely.
it's February when on time of recording. So we're gonna pretend like it's summer, all right? And we're gonna watch 1968's The Swimmer. We are going to watch The Swimmer, which stars Burt Lancaster. And I really urge you to not research about this, but, I think if you get the general synopsis, that's all good. But we're going to watch that. We're going to enjoy it. And we're going to talk about it the next time on Fishy Film Fridays. Were there any fish in the film?
Not that I could find.
Yeah, I didn't catch any fish. I don't think sushi.
No fish, but a decent amount of Catholicism.
Yeah, shoot us what you're giving up for Lent. If you have any recommendations for Danny or Tim, they can always join us on the Lenten journey.
I already said I'm giving up Vixens.
Vixens. Tim?
I am giving up
Cracker Barrel.
I'm giving up slop.
Corporate slopples. All right.
Corporate slopples.
We'll see how well we're holding up to our Lenten promises. God bless, and may the Holy Spirit be with you too.